Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News, episode 126. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon Hodge here, and welcome back to another news episode. So this is the this isn't the final. This is the one before the final episode before I do the whole Battleground trip. If you don't know, I'm doing like a bunch of vlogs. I'm going to the Raw before Battleground, the Raw after Battleground, SmackDown after Battleground. Then I'm meeting AJ Styles before Battleground. So there's gonna be a lot of vlogs here on the channel. So the vlogs are like the most put together thing on the entire channel. So hopefully you guys will check those out. But anyway, let's get in this episode. There's more news stories than there have been in the previous episodes. So hopefully this will be a pretty entertaining episode. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first news story. Some of you may have seen this on Twitter. I think it's pretty cool. So Baron Corbin, after like Raw went off the air or whatever, he broke character, which I don't know if it's considered breaking character if Raw's off the air or whatever. Anyway, this little kid was like upset front row for some reason, crying front row for some reason, and then Baron Corbin just comes over, starts talking to him. Thought that was pretty cool. Thought I'd share that with you guys. Okay, the next news story. So if you guys watched Raw, you may have got pretty excited because they were teasing the broken gimmick or whatever the Hardys were. And the reasonings actually came out. If you were wondering why Jeff Hardy was able to do the whole line, you'll fade away and classify yourself as obsolete. The reason he was able to do that is because that's actually from a song he wrote. So TNA has no ownership of that. But apparently, like, they came to a deal or whatever, but like the TNA owner or whatever won't sign the thing, and for some reason, I don't know why. But in this agreement, the whole thing was Matt Hardy's wife, Reby Hardy, she cannot say anything about TNA. If she says something about TNA, she gets fined $5,000 each time she says something about TNA. That's really crazy, but I guess I understand it. They don't want people talking bad about their company or whatever, even though the company's going under right now. But yeah, the agreement, it just does, I don't know what the deal is there. More will come out in the future, but yeah, the agreement, it's close, it's far, no one really knows. Okay, the next news story. Okay, I gotta give you guys a spoiler alert for this one. So, the match for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, like the main event the match has been leaked or whatever. They announced it at the NXT taping, so if you were there, you know, or you may have seen this on the internet already, but if you don't want to know, skip to this timestamp, if I remember to put the timestamp there. But yeah, skip there if you don't want to hear this, if I even remember to put it there. But the match they announced, we're going to have, at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, we're going to have Bobby Roode defending his NXT Championship against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, Bobby Roode, sounds amazing. I can't wait to see it at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I might be going, I'm not too sure though. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and the final news story. This is such a screwed up situation. We're going to talk about this for a few minutes. So, the Paige, I know people get upset if I still talk about Paige or whatever. I mean, I hate talking about the whole situation still because, like, Del Rio and all that. And you can have your own opinion about that. But Paige and Del Rio, they're getting into a lot of drama recently this week. It's a totally screwed up situation. I'll try to explain it the best I can. There's a lot of different things that might be wrong or missing pieces or whatever. You can definitely let me know in the comments if you know more about this situation or whatever. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this. So currently, Alberto Del Rio is being investigated by the Orlando police or whatever, for domestic violence against Paige. So basically, they were in Orlando International Airport, and they apparently got into a fight, and then Paige tries to blame, like, oh no, that wasn't us. Some crazy lady came up and threw a drink on us. Or Paige is just lying to cover it up for some reason. I don't know if Del Rio's telling her to do that or whatever, but anyway, here's what happened. So Paige see, there's like two stories to this. Paige's story and like the witness story. So I'm going to assume the witness story is probably the most accurate since it's like an outside source. It's not like Paige trying to cover up stuff to protect Del Rio or whatever. It's like an outside source. So I'm going to be talking about what the witness saw. So here's what the witness saw. Paige and Del Rio came out of this restaurant. I believe it was at the airport. Paige was crying. Del Rio was soaked in a beer, which we can assume Paige threw on him. Basically, she was really upset. She was like screaming stuff. They were like in the airport tram, whatever. She started screaming. Here, I have the quote right here. Here's what the quote is. She screamed, "Alberto has been doing cocaine for 2 days straight." So cocaine, I think that explains a lot. Also, she said something, I don't have the direct quote, but it's like, she was screaming about how he's such an abusive husband, which I don't even think they're married, they're engaged or whatever, but Paige is on Twitter denying the whole thing, saying, no, it was this crazy fan, Alberto and I got in a little disagreement, I started screaming and stuff like that, which she's denying a lot of this stuff even happened. The witness is saying this is all factual. There's actually a voice recording. It's not the entire like fight or whatever, it's just like a bit of it, but you can tell like Paige and Del Rio are actually fighting. Paige is saying they were fighting, it was a minor thing, it was nothing, no big deal, but apparently it was a giant big deal. The Orlando police are investigating Del Rio for domestic violence. Global Force Wrestling, which I believe it's like TNA and them are like joined now. I believe they like own them or something. I don't know. I don't watch TNA. It's a really screwed up situation. But anyway, Global Force Wrestling, which is the main place I believe Del Rio wrestles for now, but they have suspended him until this investigation is done. So it's a pretty big deal. Even Paige's own brother has said that Paige is being physically and emotionally abused by Alberto Del Rio, and he's been talking a lot of trash about WWE trying to get Paige like fired or whatever, so she doesn't have to go back there, even though she really wants to go back there. Really screwed up situation. There's a lot of random things going on. There's a lot of random facts that some are true, some's not true. She's denying half of it, her brother's confirming. So it's a really, really screwed up situation. I have no idea if Paige is ever going to be coming back to the WWE or what the deal is there, but hopefully this gets sorted out. Let me know what you think of this whole screwed up situation in the comments. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the news stories, and now we're gonna move on to the rumors. The first rumor. So, Great Balls of Fire. It was a pretty good pay-per-view, even though the name's like completely terrible. So the match, Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt won. That kind of shocked everyone because like Bray Wyatt always loses every feud he's in. Apparently that decision to have Bray Wyatt win was made last minute, so no one really knows why Bray Wyatt, like the finish was changed and Bray Wyatt won, like was decided to win like last minute. So it's so weird. I'm not entirely sure, but I guess this feud's gonna keep going. Alright, the next rumor. Speaking of Great Balls of Fire, after Brock Lesnar defeated Samoa Joe in the main event of Great Balls of Fire, when Brock Lesnar came backstage, he was reportedly extremely happy. He was like very happy with Samoa Joe in that whole match, which is probably why Samoa Joe is still in like the running for the SummerSlam main event against Lesnar. Okay, the next rumor. Enzo Amore apparently has a lot of heat on him right now. So apparently there was like this incident in like overseas. They were like on a tour bus and like Enzo said something about the business or whatever, and he ended up getting kicked off of the tour bus. Like Roman Reigns kicked him off the tour bus, and apparently Enzo is getting the Miz treatment, and he has to like go outside the locker room and dress in his gear or whatever. No one knows what Enzo said. All we know is he said something about the business, something bad about the business, and he got kicked off the tour bus, and he's not allowed in the locker room now. So I have no idea what he said. I don't know if we'll ever know unless Enzo like comes out and says what he said or whatever, but that's really screwed up. A lot of heat on Enzo Amore right now. Speaking of Enzo, there is a lot of heat on Cass. Well, they're not a tag team, so I guess it doesn't, we're not really speaking of Enzo, so this has nothing to do with why Enzo and Cass split up, but Cass has a lot of heat too. Not nearly as much as Enzo. Cass can still dress in the locker room reportedly, but Cass apparently has a lot of heat because he loves Donald Trump. Cass is a Donald Trump supporter, and the majority of the locker room are not Donald Trump supporters apparently. So a lot of heat on Cass too, but not nearly as much as Enzo Amore. He's still allowed to dress in the locker room. Okay, the next rumor. So this rumor kind of connects to the rumor I was talking about a few minutes ago. So SummerSlam main event. Okay, the original plans, well, the rumored original plans were Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. One-on-one match, main event of SummerSlam. Well, apparently those plans have changed again. I mean, it's switched back and forth between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, and now it's basically switching again. It's not a one-on-one match anymore. It's either going to be a triple threat or a fatal four-way. And the rumored match right now is Brock Lesnar defending his Universal Championship against 3 challengers: Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. If this actually happens, this would be an amazing match. I'm all for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Fatal four-way, SummerSlam, Universal Championship. Should be great. And the final news story or rumor or whatever you want to call it, Dixie Carter is going to be on Raw. This is the rumor. Okay, so if you don't know, Dixie Carter was I don't know if she was, I guess she was the president. She used to be the president of TNA, which is like, well, it used to be WWE's biggest competitor. She was I don't think she owned it. I think she was the president. Anyway, she was on like the Kurt Angle WWE 24 thing, talking about Kurt Angle and how he was and all that, and his addiction and all that. So basically, this rumor is Dixie Carter is supposed to show up on Raw next week since she's already been on WWE like television or the network or whatever you want to call it. And Kurt Angle is supposed to reveal that whole controversy or scandal or whatever with like the text or whatever or the call or whatever it is. And Raw's in Nashville next week. I'm actually going to Raw next week. Kurt Angle is revealing the phone controversy scandal next week in Nashville. And Dixie Carter lives in Nashville. So the rumor is Dixie Carter and Kurt Angle are having like an affair or something. Then there's also the rumors it's Stephanie McMahon, but Dixie Carter lives in Nashville, so that's why that rumor's starting up. But yeah, guys, that's the final rumors. Oh, one thing I do want to say before I let you guys go, my next video is going to be Saturday, and it's a new series. It's a brand new series. I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's going to be a scripted series. It's just something different, more of a filmmaking type deal. A lot of hard work is going into the series, so hopefully you guys enjoy. There's going to be a lot of special things in that series that you guys will love, so don't miss. Episode 1 is starting this Saturday. It's not going to be the best episode. I believe the best episode is going to be like episode 4 or something. But yeah, guys, I'd appreciate it if you check out the series Saturday. This is the end card. Down there's my second channel. Over here are some previous videos you guys may have not seen that you'll probably enjoy. And if you guys haven't already, make sure to like this video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. It's absolutely free. I will see you guys in the next video.